What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Let's check this stuff out, shall we? A solitary tech priest is offering ceaseless prayers to the machine spirit in the command center. The formidable shells for large caliber weapons are being stored right in the command center. That seems like an explosion waiting to happen. Hello. Mind letting me in?
About you.
Thank you. So we've got a lot of Adeptus Mechanicus bodyguards. There's the governor. The heavy chains are used to adjust the height of the command platform. Oh, that's cool. Anyone else named in here, or just the governor? Looks like just the governor. What's this? The cogitator looks a lot older and more worn than the ones next to it. However, it has evidently been well cared for. Numerous parts have been replaced. Not a single key is jammed, and the fresh seals with the prayers to the Omnissiah adorn its surface. One of the side panels has been removed. Bundles of gold-notched cables run from inside to a small data crypt that was connected only a short while ago. Awaiting access code. You bypass security layers. Cogitator is ready to reveal its secrets. Go to be investigated. The entry contains planet side coordinates marked as heavy auger station jammy, possibly a hidden insurgent base. Go to recent observations. The satellite Mogos Maruf reports that the ship signal has been broadcast through the system. Its signature is consistent with the records of the flagship Rogue Trader Dynasty House von Valancius. Satellite Zafira the Keen reports that the ship drifting nearby has hurriedly sped away. The ship has been sent an encrypted Vox transmission to the insurgent controlled areas of the surface of the Owlcat Minoris. Another transmission was detected to planetoid Rachidiphilia. Both transmissions were signed Brother Twilight. Their content could not be decrypted. Go to Sacred Computation 782-5-M. Upon Logis Abel's orders, the archives of every auger station on Owlcat Minoris and the two primary satellites of Owlcat Stars have been queried. Said satellites are named Magos Maruf and Zafira the Keen, after two great champions of faith whose external cogitators were placed inside the satellite's cores after their shells perished. The purpose of the sacred computation requested by the Logis is to uncover the external influence behind the ongoing insurgency. Ghost, stop. Thank you. Computation result positive. Multiple instances of interference and malfunction detected, suggesting that the ships moving across the system deliberately blinded the sacred auger's eyes. The first of these ships is thought to have arrived two Rykard Minoris cycles ago, early in the winter. The most recent one arrived a month ago. Logis Abel's conclusion: the insurrection of the planet has been long in the making. With the participation of external actors, it is alleged that 2 cycles ago, Aurora arrived in the Owlcat system, the rumored unholy prophet of the insurgents. The subsequent ship movements can be attributed to their weapons deliveries. But what is it that the nature of their activity near Rachidiphilia? Governor Medina's attention must be drawn to. It cuts off. Interesting. All right, Governor.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
The heavy home of the massive cogitator runs the metal walls of the bunker, filling the entire command center. The tall, dark-skinned man turns towards you and greets you in a curt military manner. Basil Raikadi Medina of Koronus, governor of this star system. Welcome to my temporary headquarters. The man's gaze falls upon Abelard. His eyes narrow slightly. We're Syrian. Abelard nods dryly. Governor Medina, my greetings. The governor's expression changes drastically when he sees Cassia. Lady Navigator, what an honor. I never thought that House Orsilio would grant our world with a visit. I only wish I could have received you under different circumstances. Cassia purses her lips, and an echo of grief knocks the wind out of those present. House Orsilio is grateful for the support that you provided to York 5 these many years. I'm not seeing the convoy I'd sent to meet you. What happened? Did they fail to find and escort you? If that's so, I promise you the punishment will be swift and severe. The convoy was ambushed and massacred. The only surviving soldier turned out to be a traitor and was personally executed by me. That is an outrage. I'll have the personnel vetting procedure changed immediately. The slightest suspicion will be grounds for arrest. Your lordship, before we proceed with discussing the matters that are of interest to you, there's a question I feel compelled to ask. It was only recently that Lady Theodora was a House of von Valancius. I've received no word of her demise. How is it that you are now the rogue traitor? My esteemed predecessor died at the hands of cultists. May the Emperor incinerate their souls. The governor frowns and a deep shadow falls over his face. Rogue Trader von Valancius, slain, unthinkable. Please accept my deepest and most sincere condolences, your lordship. Do not hesitate to let me know how I may be of help. I need fresh crew to replace those killed in the attack on the ship, and I need material compensation. Commerce test succeeded. The governor bows his head in acceptance. Of course, your lordship. You will be compensated for any losses, and I'll see to it personally that ship's holds are filled with the finest goods from my personal reserves. Nice. Abelard nods in approval and remarks quietly, "Excellent, your lordship. A rogue trader has no use for leniency. Can offer you several thousand obedient servants. However, I'm sad to inform you that I won't be able to do it until we've dealt with the insurgency on the planet. I'm sure you won't have to wait long. The rebels will be duly punished for their heretical scheming." How confident. I wish to commend the courage of one of your officers, Sergeant Malgar. Yeah, I do. I wish to commend the courage of one of your officers, Sergeant Malgar. He and his soldiers valiantly defend the starport. The sergeant who manages to impress a person of such noble standing will be recommended for decoration. Henrix von Calix, an interrogator of the Most Holy Inquisition, is operating in your system. Do you know where he is? The governor lowers his voice. "I do. Master von Calix has left for the hallowed electrodynamic cenobium. It's an ancient monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what his objectives are. Needless to say, insurgent activity has been observed in the monastery's vicinity, but I suppose that's too petty of a problem for an agent of the Most Holy Inquisition. Besides, I've already sent a small detachment of reinforcements there. The weapons the insurgents are using to shoot down shuttles over the city have been destroyed. Now, nothing's preventing you from returning to your ship. If you wish to find Master von Calix, you should go to the cenobium of the Adeptus Mechanicus." Nice, I will. Notes of anxiety creep into the voice that rattles from Pascal's vox. On behalf of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magos Hanuman, am officially initiating my participation in this operation. I must inspect the state of the relic and ensure myself that it is under zero risk of falling into heretic hands. According to the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation, my tech comrades were supposed to lock the monastery gates against lay people and activate the traps. I deem it optimal that an ordained Magos should provide his assistance. I categorically object. The governor clenches his fist. As much as I respect the sanctity of your monastery, I have in my hands a whole capital that needs to be attended by the Omnissiah's servants. We have lost many eminent tech priests. Incidentally, one of them perished in that same monastery. Mechanical failures could occur at any moment. Putting it bluntly, you may consider yourself forcibly recruited into the city's defenses. Medina and Pascal glare at each other, their unyielding gazes like crossed swords. The Magos is part of my retinue. You have no right to give him orders. You mistake me for a fool. I know that he arrived separately from you, and I would bet my life that no... The governor's voice dies down in a low growl of drilling mechadendrite. Its tip is directed straight at the bridge of his nose. Medina clears his throat and grumbles stubbornly. "So this is the negotiation technique you have resorted to. Do you think this is the first time I've been threatened with a weapon?" "No, but it could be your last." Pascal's voice is akin to the sound produced by his drilling implement. Steady and calm, ready to explode at a moment's notice with the crunching of bone and the squelching of tearing flesh. "I am heading to the monastery because I must. Is that clear?" The governor mutters through his gritted teeth. "Abundantly so, Magus." "It would be a pleasure to assist the Omnissiah's servant in reaching the sanctum. Thank you for cooperation, your lordship." The drill stops. "As compensation for your consideration of my request, I, Magos Hanumium, officially undertake to accompany you to the Rycat system in role of bodyguard and protect you at all costs until your life functions cease, but only within the limits of the Rycat system." "You're Hanumian? Glad you're alive." The governor raises his eyebrows and stares at the tech priest in surprise, but refrains from further commentary. "What is so special about the cenobium and the relic? What is it there that has drawn the attention of the interrogator of the Inquisitor?" "I've never been there before, but I would presume that the sacred relic of the reactor is capable of great destruction should it end up in heretic hands. The fury of the freed machine spirits, once released from the sacred circuit, will destroy everything around them. The degree of damage inflicted may render the world of Rycad Minoris uninhabitable. Here, heresy must be purged from those blessed halls. I declare any desecrator who defiles the relic's power a Category 3 blasphemer deserving of immediate execution." I don't want to... I mean, deploying a landing force is fine, but I don't want to shell the monastery. I should know more about the monastery. "The cenobium has been run by the Adeptus Mechanicus ever since the colony was founded. The sacred reactor, guarded by its priests, powers the entire planet. I can say no more. It is a forbidden place that even I have only been allowed to visit once before. Why not shell the monastery if that's where the insurgents have gathered, or deploy a landing force? Fulfilling this request puts the monastery in danger of major destruction. The consequences of this decision for the world of Rycad Minoris would be catastrophic." "What has perplexed you about my companion's name?" The governor looks at Pascal with curiosity. "According to the reports we received, Logus Abel Hanuman set off for the hallowed electrodynamic cenobium a short while before it was stormed. I'm glad to find out that you're safe. Perhaps you possess information on Master von Calix." Pascal's voice rasps in confusion. "My name is Pascal Hanumian, not Abel. I know nothing about such a person." "What do you know about this Abel, Governor?" "Never met him in person. That esteemed Logus supervised the work of Rycad Minoris' Lex Mechanics for many years. However, he rarely left his cyber chapel, and I've never had the honor of making his acquaintance. A true anchorite. Why did he fly to the monastery? That seems suspicious. When a Logus of the Adeptus Mechanicus wants to go somewhere, you don't ask why, your lordship. We're going to get more information on this individual." Would have suggested that you inspect the esteemed Logis' sanctum, but it was destroyed by the rebels. We recovered several data crypt and connected them to the cogitators of the command post. They might provide you with some more information. It is amazing that a mechanical voice from Vox can sound so confused. That name might have been used as a signal intelligible only to its intended recipient. In that case, the bearer of the Archmagus Amarnot initiating an investigation data collection procedure. Adira tenses up and listens, then turns around sharply and faces Pascal. I can hear my friend's snide whispers through the door. Be careful in your search, Magus. If you stare into the shattered mirror for too long, you might see yourself in it, and every shard at once. Mending it is much more of a tainted affair than the new reflection is deathlike. I see. Glad to be of servants, your lordship. My kinsman Kunrad Voigtveer von Valancius has betrayed our dynasty and the Imperium. If he's hiding in the system, I want him handed over to me. Voigtveer is a traitor? Why, any family, however noble, has an unworthy scion or two. Naturally, we will surrender him if we find him within my jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I have no information regarding his location. However, the governor pauses to think. We have a cogitator here at the command center. It's connected to the data crypt from Logis Abel's sanctum. It's aggregated all the Lex Mechanic reports. Unfortunately, the access prayer for it is unknown to me. If you manage to convince the stubborn machine, you might learn a thing or two about Conrad's movements. I've hazarded he'd fled from you on a ship, not a pair of wings. Are you so confident that you will crush the insurrection soon? My own impression has been the exact opposite. Is that so? The governor maintains his composure. I'd like to hear your reasoning. The insurgency is headed by a certain Aurora, a prophet who, according to their followers, possesses mystical powers. The rabble usual superstitions. I'm sure this Aurora is a charlatan muttering some doggerel, which their dim followers think to be magic spells. This does, of course, warrant their eventual burning in the furnace of the penance, but it does not point to there being anything special about this insurgency. Scores of crazed people with scorched eyes are stalking the city. The insurgents are maiming their own? Good. The insurgents talk about a final dawn, the impending demise of the world. Yet another superstition. Surely you don't expect me to believe in it. The insurgents managed to steal a Voxcaster. They have been listening to your people's communications. It's not much, but it's something. I will order an audit of our equipment to see to it that the communication channels are more closely monitored going forward. However, it was only accidental success of the otherwise disorganized mob of heretics who have no understanding of the art of war. The insurgents are using the arch enemy's artifacts, enchanted lenses, to perform unholy sorcery. I've heard about these lenses. What makes you think they're enchanted? Any fool can light a fire with a magnifying glass. There's no sorcery. You ought to leave your bunker more often, Governor Medina. I've only recently arrived in the system. I already know more about the uprising than you do. The governor's eyes darken, but your unwavering gaze makes him give in. All right. Perhaps I've underestimated the mutiny riding in office rabble's usual nonsense. However, it doesn't involve corruption in an underground cult. This needs to be investigated. I'll assign an additional resources to it and take the issue seriously. You have my word, your lordship. That's all I wanted to discuss.
Is there money to be made?
Oh my. So now I think we can use this for more stuff, maybe? Yeah. Go to the Logis' private archive. Result of Logis Abel's data trance. I cannot see the secret design, but I can sense that shackled in stasis, the minds of the initiated are slumbering in the neural harness of their vows. I'm registering an impulse of change. I surmise a potential influence on the stasis of the secret design. There came a time when the spiral was turned into a circle, but the cycle can be discontinued. The revelation granted by the Omnissiah to Logis Abel and in the course of his data meditation has been recorded verbatim. Logis Abel is seeking an audience with the venerable Dar Impulse VI, who may assist in interpreting the revelation. A request has been sent to the governor's palace for a shuttle flight to the electrodynamic cenobium. A message has also been sent to the Furibundus system. The cycle can be discontinued. I recognize the words. The voice from the Vox is soft and pensive, barely audible over the static noise. I believe I know the intended recipient of the message in the Furibundus system. It was me. Omnissiah, grant me the wisdom to fathom this mystery. Oh my.
Always keep your eye
So
on
what's
the prize.
our quest log looking like now? That's not our quest log. This is contracts. Rumors. Quest. So Governor Medina told the rogue trader the interrogator headed to the electrodynamic thing. We gotta go to the electrodynamic cenobium. And everything goes to the electrodynamic cenobium. Okay. Great to know. We're pretty much done on this planet, I think. Failed to save game.
Not dawdle.
There we go. That was weird. It's not usually something that happens. Is that over here, I'm guessing? I want to go see if anybody has anything to talk about. So we did get that new guy on this ship. So I'm assuming he has some stuff to talk about if he's actually on the bridge. There he is. You got anything to talk about,
Lord
Abelard?
Captain. A noble man. Look.
Doesn't look like it. Just making sure we don't have anything extra. I might be retraining in between episodes at some point. You seem to have a very strong reaction to what Argenta said by the broken lens.
It was just my nerves playing up. Something about our little saint doesn't sit right with me, and I trust my gut. Oh sure, she seems straight as an arrow and as predictable as a hangover after drinking. But when I look at her, something about her makes my brain itch. After that conversation, I tried to listen to what was being said about her. Beyond the door, what I heard was strange. Blood in her past, twilight in her present, and something like a star leading her. But where is it leading her? I saw several roads, and all of them frightened me.
And what does it mean?
If I knew, I would have told you. Hearing things clearly requires cooperation from the other person you know. But that cobra just hisses and spits its venom at me. I don't trust her one bit.
Maybe we should warn her?
Oh yeah, you go ahead and tell her the wicked Psyker has divined something about her. She'll be so pleased and grateful, and of course she'll listen to what you have to say. No, that would be pointless. And anyway, I'm not even sure what it all means. Maybe the danger is to her? Or maybe the danger's coming from her.
Medina's voice is full of animosity, but you also detect a concern, even a hint of pity and compassion. Just take my leave.
Of course.
Bye. All right, we probably have a lot to talk about with Pascal since he's new to the ship. So let's see.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
I have some questions about your visit to Rycad Minoris.
The request is approved. I am ready to provide the necessary information.
What brought you to Rycad Minoris?
I came heeding the call of my mentor, the blessed Archmagus Amonat. We were supposed to meet on Rycad Minoris and discuss my mission.
The people who killed you at the port weren't renegades, it was just a cover.
Thank you. Information acknowledged. I will analyze it and take additional security measures.
What do you think of this Abel Hanuman?
I propose that it was the blessed Amonat who assumed this name. This name is assigned to me. His presence in the hands of heretics is categorically unacceptable. The canon of technological security commands that every effort be made to rescue a high-ranking bearer of knowledge.
That'll be all for now.
Acknowledged.
I want to know more about your past.
The request is approved. I have no outright restrictions on disclosing this information.
Where are you from?
Information about my origins is worthless. I belong to the priesthood of explorators and came to the Koronus Expanse over 200 years ago. Any events preceding that moment are insignificant.
How did you end up at the Koronus Expanse?
I was honored to become a member of the Explorator Cognizance Fleet. When the Adeptus Mechanicus summoned the faithful for an exploratory venture into the depths of the Koronus Expanse, I joined the fleet in fulfillment of my sacred vows of comprehension.
Why are you not with the fleet then?
Archmagus Amonat, my blessed mentor, commanded me to crew the orbital station Alter Templum Calixis EXT-17. This venerable temple station was founded in the early years of our expansion into the Koronus Expanse. It is currently a rear observation post of the Cognizance fleet in orbit around the star Furibundus.
Who are the Explorators?
The sacred fraternity of explorers. The cult Mechanica sends us out to the frontiers of the known sectors as researchers and conquerors. We are the warriors of the Code, who return to the lost worlds and devote themselves to recovering the lost ancient knowledge. Explorators are granted the privilege of being more independent than many of our tech comrades. However, it has earned us a reputation as unstable and poorly controlled troublemakers whose unorthodox views are dangerously close to apostasy.
Tell me about your mechadendrites.
They are my younger brothers and guides on the way to the Omnissiah. Their machine spirits are directly bound to my neocortex and pick up impulses from my subconscious. Sometimes they act ahead of my thoughts. This is how the Omnissiah leads me to comprehension.
We can stop there.
Acknowledged.
Tell me more about the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I am honored to belong to the priesthood of Mars, guided by its tenets. We safeguard technology against the impure and the unenlightened.
Why did you mention Mars?
That is where the cult of the Omnissiah originated, and where we were granted the first revelations. Many millennia ago, we made an alliance with the Emperor of Terra, and have served the Imperium ever since, paying a tribute of machinery, weapons, and void ships. Everything that bears the blessed seal of machinery comes from our hands, and it is we who make sure the operating rituals are performed as they were meant to. We are everywhere. We are the Mars-forged steel bars that give the Imperium strength.
What do you mean guard it? It's not buried treasure, it's not a secret.
It is both a treasure and a secret. Technology is how the divinity of the Omnissiah manifests itself in this world. This is why the uninitiated may only be allowed to touch the most vulgar and mundane of its instances. We, on the other hand, are authorized to use the sacred catechism of maintenance and operation. Although there is another reason to deny lay people the sacrament of knowledge, it can be dangerous. Twisted by renegades, the Omnissiah's wisdom is called heretic, and the exposure to it may corrupt the uninitiated. Another danger is knowledge strangely interpreted and inscrutably twisted by the minds of the Xenos. This bane is called xenotech.
I see, Xenotech, heretic, so very dangerous.
This statement is true.
Do you hold a high position in your fraternity?
This electu indicates that I am a Magos, who has mastered the sacraments of many spheres of knowledge, and has the right to conduct services in a forged cathedral.
What is the Omnissiah in your understanding?
He is the divine mechanism, the maker of technology. The universe was made to resemble a mechanical marvel because the Omnissiah rules over it. Knowledge is the highest form that he uses to manifest in the world. For now. Someday, he will come to this world in the absolute fullness of his splendor. The Adeptus Mechanicus worshipped the Emperor. He is the earthly manifestation of the Omnissiah, who brought humanity into the light of divine grace.
What is behind the Adeptus Mechanicus' enthusiasm for replacing flesh with augmentations?
Organic tissue is an imperfect replica of the machine, transient and vulnerable. Metal is more stable, more effective, and more durable. Flesh speak is flawed next to biheric language. Meat begets weakness. It softens the mind and undermines discipline. But you can replace metal when it wears down. In addition, a machine is a supreme form of knowledge, and by assuming mechanical form, we become closer to the Omnissiah. However, Like all things sacred, our augmentations must not be defiled by the eyes of the ignorant, which is why we reveal only the crudest of tools, while holier mechanisms remain concealed beneath our crimson robes.
I am curious to see your augmentations.
The right to witness the miracle of flesh being fused with holy metal is granted only to those who have ascended to the rank of initiate. However, your lofty status of rogue trader allows me to make a partial exception and reveal my sacred stigmata.
Pascal reverently parts the robe scarlet folds still on his chest. You see emaciated white meat gnawed through by metallic shunts and flexible wires. Blood runs through transparent pipes enriched with the nutrients required by the pallid flesh. Dang, there's no way we're getting that. The sight of the body transformed into an appendage to some ancient mechanism is sickening. It's like the hundreds of giant metallic insects have swarmed the flesh and are leeching the vitality from it. I am impressed.
Flesh may be fragile, but metal is strong, and so is my devotion.
You have a strange way of speaking. Is that because of the augmentation, or does your faith dictate how you should express yourself?
Partially true. I had a voice modulator implanted alongside the respiratory purification module, but there is an additional reason. Gothic is not my first language. I am used to thinking and making statements in lingua technis. The binaric language is more informative, more ergonomic, and less prone to misinterpretation.
No more questions.
Acknowledged.
Let's take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's go see if anybody else has anything to say before we check out some other things. Foxmaster? Anything interesting? Nothing? Thank you. I mean, we had something to talk about Argenta. Maybe Argenta has something to say too.
Greetings.
Nope. And Cassia, what about you, girl? Negative.
I have.
All right, let's check out the trades with our high factotum here. I think I want to do that. I think you can do that, right? Yeah, that's right. So like if I wanted to go to the Thunder Fang and I wanted to be like show tradables, I could get 8,500, but how much do I actually need to get to tier 3? So I just need to get some 250, 400, 550, 650, 1150, 1250. It's pretty close. Trade. Then we need 1,000 more. And we need 2,000, well, almost 2,000 more. Oh, wait a minute. So this sells for more. Okay, wait a minute. Wish there was a way to like sort, hide untradeable at least. So they want Xeno artifacts and heretic trophies. I didn't realize there was like a better thing to go for them. Heretic trophies. And then next they'd want jewelry and ship components. Ship components. Ship components. Ship components. Oh, heretic trophies. Ship components. Jewelry. And then armor kits. That's too much. We just need 100. So any like melee or ranged weaponry. Actually, we only need 50. So miscellaneous. It's level 3. That's everything they can give us. So let's, you know, I mean, yeah, let's buy it all, right? I mean, we have no need not to. My profit factor doesn't change. And this might be pretty useful later, so we'll definitely be going through all that. I'll probably go through it off the camera. Yeah, I'll definitely want that at some point. All right, well, that's cool. Well, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I will see you all in the next one, where I might have respect some people. I'm not quite sure yet. But yeah, see you guys then. Peace.